We've retrieved the core memory. It should reveal the location of their homeworld, right?
That's right, Fox. Indeed, the time to face the Aperoid Queen has come.
Uh-huh.
The source of all Aperoid will, the Queen herself, makes her vile nest on their home planet. As long as the Queen exists, the Aperoids will continue to multiply.
Understood. We're on our way.
Fox.
Hmm?
I'm sensing a distress call from planet Sauria.
Sauria? From Tricky?
I'm not sure, but I sense cries of agony.
Fox, look at that! It's horrible.
What have they done to Sauria's dinosaurs? This is unforgivable.
Aperoid hatchers. This must be how they multiply. If we can destroy those hatchers, we might just have a chance.
Okay, let's move. Crystal and I will head down to the surface. Falco and Slippy, the skies are yours.
A mission together at last.
Oh, yeah.
What are you two doing? Let's go!
Hoo hoo hoo, look at that. There's some chemistry between Fox and Crystal there. That's pretty neat. It's pretty good. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. This time, episode 4. And we're doing mission 6. This is the Sauria level. And this is actually, despite its difficulty, this is actually one of my favorite levels in the game. Because, as I explained in the prior episode, I love Starfox adventures, so this is taken right from there. And there's even a special thing at the end of this level that I'll let play out, because I'll let any cutscene play out, essentially. But it's really neat. The end of this level is pretty neat, if you haven't seen it before. But yeah, we're back on Sauria. Who would have thought we would have to come back here? What's cool about this level in particular, besides it being from Starfox Adventures, is that the more time you spend in this level, the more the team will kind of banter to you about what happened in the past concerning this planet. So if you're, doing your thing and you're shooting down these aperoids, Crystal will probably comment saying like, "Man, it's been years since we last ventured here," or, something to that extent, or "I wonder how Tricky's doing." Things to that extent, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty neat how they added that little touch to, the dialogue. And it's not something, if you're really fast at doing this level, which I can be pretty fast on bronze difficulty, you won't actually hear, but the more time you spend, the more you'll hear this kind of hidden, I don't want to say hidden, but it's kind of hidden dialogue. So that's pretty neat. I like how the developers had some fun with that. This level, the difficulty mostly comes from the fact that the enemies do a lot of damage, but also in how things kind of work. See, in this level, you're going to have to be fighting both in the air and on the land. So you have to kind of juggle, two different styles of play. Constantly have to be worried about the bar at the upper left-hand corner filling up, because if it fills up, then you're in danger of failing the mission, and if you don't get to it in time, then uh-oh, you lost, you failed, better start over. And if you fail this mission, you have to start all the way from the beginning, which only maximizes the difficulty, so this level does not play around, okay? There's no checkpoints, you have to take out all targets on one life, and it can get pretty crazy, especially when you're venturing into like these little tunnels hidden in like the valley. It could be pretty dicey, to say the least. And what's funny is I used my barrier earlier in this level. I didn't mean to use it, but I did accidentally, and that can be of use because the barrier will allow you to take some damage without actually taking damage. It acts as its namesake. It's a barrier. It protects you. But yeah, there's multiple targets to take out, the hatchers, and you just have to juggle. You have to juggle. The hardest thing is just to stay alive, because the hatchers, you'll find them, you'll take them out, no big deal. But staying alive on 1 life, where every hit you take is like double damage, it's like crazy. I don't like it whatsoever. It's funny, now that I think about it, I actually don't really recognize this level from Sauria. I think it may be the walled city, now that I'm looking at it, but I'm still unsure, because I don't particularly remember this area. Maybe it's new. Maybe it's new to the game, I don't know. But it's always neat to come back here. Oh yeah, see, what, they probably found some refuge somewhere. Crystal was talking about the dinosaurs. The Thorntail, I think they're called. And the Sharpclaw have also been wiped out because of these Aperoids, so I'm like, well, you got rid of one bad guy and then they replaced it with an even worse type of enemy. Aperoids are bar none worse, because they're like alien creatures that could fly around and shoot you down, and apparently they can take over your body too, like what we saw with Pigma Dengar back in the prior episode. We took him down. He got basically overtaken by the Aperoid virus, or whatever you want to call it. And now we have to kind of worry about the people in the sky. Like Peppy said, reinforcements have arrived. Only a few hatchers left. I already took out some. Crystal, like, the AI in this mission just does not do anything. Like, they're very worthless. They're just there for show. Like, hey, we're here, but we're not doing anything. Because it'd be weird for you to just be by your own self when you know you have teammates, so they have to put them here somewhere, but not really doing anything. If you were to just wait around, you'd see Crystal kind of just meandering and jumping up and down randomly, and I'm like, wow, the AI in this game is so sophisticated. Damn it, Crystal. Get your things together. Do something. I love you, Crystal, but you gotta do something. And come on, Falco, you're a better pilot than that. This is what I'm talking about. You have to constantly help out your teammates when they're not even doing anything. Although, the best thing about saving them is that they do give you items to use. Like if you're in the arwing, they'll give you like a silver ring, which will replenish your health. That's the least they can do, actually. That's the least they can do. Because they're just decoys, I guess, for the enemies to be distracted by. So if they go down, it's going to get harder for you, because then your decoys are gone. They're going to start looking to something to attack, and that something will be you. You see there. My arwing just got taken down by that turret thing. Be careful, because if you're flying over a ravine or something, then you're dead, and you'll have to restart. These are the caves I was talking about. Like, this really narrow, enemy-filled cavern is annoying to deal with. There's way too many enemies. And like I said, double damage for every enemy. Look how much health I have. This is crazy. But I'm actually doing pretty good. I think this was like my 3rd or 4th attempt, because the other ones I got basically ganged up on in these caverns. I was doing good up until this point, and then for whatever reason, luck was not on my side and I died. But on this particular run, I did pretty well. And I switched to my machine gun, which actually helped out a lot. The machine gun is good for crowd control. There's many different items, I forgot to talk about those. But there's the blaster that you start off with, which will allow you to charge, which is useful for like these the Aperoids that have the shield about them, and you have to charge to kill them. Then there's the machine gun, which I have. There's grenades, which I never use. Sniper rifle, which I only use for multiplayer. We'll get to that later. And there's a heavy machine gun, which is very slow but very powerful. I don't use it in this clip, but it's there. And then there's like proximity mines or something, which you can lay on the ground and have enemies wander towards you and they'll explode. But I really don't use those. Like, I only use the blaster and the machine gun. Everything else, rocket launcher. That's another thing. Rocket launcher is very good. I use that too. But everything else, not really. Because you have to find it, and then you have limited ammo, and your blaster is already pretty good, and the machine gun is very good. So, there's not really any reason. Besides just having variety, I guess. Sniper rifle's very slow. It's powerful, but it's slow at the same time. So, it's alright. I love it in multiplayer though. When I can screen peek and just get a one-off, shot and kill someone, it's hilarious. Remember when screen peeking was a thing? I can't believe it's something of a foreign concept to nowadays, but man, back then when you can screen peek, that would bug the bejesus out of people. Hey man, you're looking at my screen! No, I'm not. I'm just, stretching out my neck. Yeah. You're totally looking at my screen, man. Fun times. Fun times. This game actually does have a multiplayer, and I used to play it with my buddies back in the day. It was pretty fun. I used to always be Crystal, because I love her. My favorite character next to Fox, and Falco's pretty cool too. Here I'm just trying to find the hatcher. If you look on the map, you can see the red dots. If the red dots kind of expand, that means you're on the same level as the hatcher. If they shrink, that means they're either above or below you. So that's pretty neat how they kind of differentiate the snatcher location by the size of the dot. Now there's 3 hatchers left, which means that we're almost done with this mission, which is good. Because the longer I stay here, the more chance I'll die. So let's pick things up. Get into the landmaster again so we can cause havoc. There's a sniper rifle just laying there. I'm not gonna get it. That thing's a POS. Another hatcher destroyed. Oh, I called them snatchers. I don't know why I called them snatchers. I think I was just thinking of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I think that's why I made that reference. Or reference them as a snatcher, I mean. The graphics in this game are pretty good. Came out in 2005. It's pretty decent. I'm playing through an Elgato HD60, so I can kind of see the game in HD. Kinda. It's pretty good. I've always loved 3D games. The early 3D games, like after PS1, I love. So PS2, GameCube, Sega Dreamcast, all those style graphics, I'm so attracted to. Like, they're really nice to look at. Flat 2D side-scrollers? It depends. It depends. For the most part, I didn't really grow up with those, so there's no nostalgia for me or anything really keeping me to them, besides maybe the aesthetic. I really like the old Sonic games, for example. Those are pretty good 2D titles. But stuff on like the Atari, I mean, they're really basic. That would be my problem, but it's not their fault. It was at a time when things were just starting to look up for video games. I'm here, there's a hatcher right here, which is it's in a weird place, so I'm trying to finagle my way around here. So you have to like turn around, stop, charge your shot, and then take it, and bam. Mission complete. All hatchers taken down. Great work, Fox. Now this is a really cool cutscene after this result screen. I love this cutscene. It's so funny. You'll see.
Everyone's safe. Now let's find Tricky.
Looks like most of the Aparoids have retreated.
Oh, and everyone's safe. That's also good. Crystal's safe, Slippy, and Falco. Yay! I got a bonus for that. Alright, this is good.
Looks like almost all the Aparoids have been wiped out.
Sauria should be safe for a long time to come.
Oh my god!
Tricky! Fox! Crystal! I knew you'd come! Thank you so much! Tricky! So heavy! Ouch!
Oh my god, and the way Crystal laughs is just so cute.
Well, I'm going with you!
I appreciate it, but you're needed here, old pal. Besides, I'm leaving Sauria in your care. Remember, you're the leader here now, Tricky.
Okay. I'll do it! Yeah! I'll take care of things here, so you two can come back on your honeymoon!
What are you, nuts? We're not yet,
Not yet!
I mean, this is
We're not yet,
You're not gonna treat me like a kid anymore!
Then stop acting like one.
Oh, it's so funny.
All right, that's enough, boys.
And Crystal with her sassy remark, "Alright, that's enough, boys." I love her. But yeah, that was the mission, and stay tuned for the next one.